Alright guys, we are going to work also on rounding. So, I will upload the video on your Google Class so that you can see and refresh your memory also on how to round using whole numbers. But we are going to focus right now on rounding with decimals. So, if well, first before we jump into it, remind me of the rule. What is the rule? Okay, rounding, if you say what is 5 or more, up to score, 5 or less, let it rest. Okay, and what is the key word that is going to tell you in problems that you need to round? The key word is about. If you see the word about, that means you have to estimate, you have to estimate, you have to round. Okay, so I'm gonna pick on number, I'm gonna do 4 and 25/100. Okay, so if I do this and I tell you, well, I need you to round to the 10th place. So you need to know what digit is in the 10th place. So you're gonna look at your decimal point, you're gonna go 10th. Okay, that's the first one. So you're gonna tell the same story. You're gonna go, hey neighbor, what should I do? 5 is going to tell you I am 5 or more, so 2, you need to up the score. We know that everything that comes after becomes a 0, and everything that is before stays the same. Alright, but because we are dealing with decimals, do we need to really keep that 0? No. So you can just erase it, okay? That would be your new number. All right, so I'm going to keep that, and now I'm going to tell you, okay, I want you to round to the ones place. All right, well, you're going to tell me the ones place is, I have my decimal point, ones. All right, so I'm going to underline this one. Same thing, you ignore the decimal point, you just tell your little story. Hey neighbor, what should I do? 2 is going to say I am 4 or less, so 4, you need to let it rest, and you have your decimal, everything becomes a 0. But because we're dealing with decimals, do I need to keep those zeros? No, you don't. And your answer is 4. All right. Now I'm going to give you a little challenge. Let's do 17 and 364,000. All right. So now I want you to round to the 100th place. Here goes your decimal point, 10th, 100th. All right, tell your story. Hey neighbor, what should I do? 4 is going to say I'm 4 or less, so 6, you need to let it rest. Remember, everything that comes after becomes a 0. Everything that goes before stays the same. Because we're dealing with decimal, do I need to keep that 0? Absolutely not. And here is your new number. All right, now let's say I want to round to this time tens place, to the tens. All right, so I have my decimal here, ones, tens. All right, tell your story. Hey neighbor, what should I do? 7 is going to say I am 5 or more, so you need to up the score. 1 becomes a 2, everything else becomes a 0. Decimal 0, 0, 0. Again, because I'm dealing with decimals, do I need to keep them if they are zeros? No. Be careful though, don't erase this one. You need to keep that one. And your new number is 20. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Okay, you guys get this.